Hey, what's going on, everybody? Going live here, loving it, um, loving it, loving it. I want to talk. I'm labeling this Africa cannot beg its way out of poverty or into riches, and I'm doing that. I'm gonna make sure I can see everything to see while on this stream, but we're doing that because as a citizen of a beautiful African country and traveling the world as we like to do, there's certain countries that get a bad name for sometimes other countries the way they act. Like all of West Africa is not the same. What goes down in Cameroon can be similar to Sierra Leone, but it's not the same for the good and the bad on both sides. But what I'll say is Africa can't beg. Let me give you an example. When you get to countries and someone's there to help you with your bag, hey, that's great. You pay them $20. Maybe you pay them 10. They're happy. They're grateful. It's that after you get out, you still have five other beggars asking you for a donation to help them out. Or, for example, we hire people all over the world, and people say, I know we just met, but can I borrow some money? Or I have this problem, or I'm in the hospital. Like, money is not free for anybody. Maybe like if you're Hush Puppy, but even Hush Puppy was working for his money, right? Um, Money's not free, it has to be earned. Let me give another example. We were helping a nonprofit, and I think it took maybe 3 weeks. And we said we'd help the nonprofit, but we were coming off a long vacation as a family, and some people in the organization thought maybe we weren't serious about helping them, like we were just telling them stories. To me, it's like you're saying I'm a liar. um but do you know that we have to also pay our bills? So I say that Africa cannot beg its way out of money, and you can't expect. I've heard so many JCs, uh, you know Johnny just come people, depending on where you are. It's called different things. I don't think I'm saying it wrong. Maybe if you're like in Sierra Leone, you say no, it's not Johnny just come. In Cameroon, that's what they say. In other places, that's what they say. So I'm just speaking general. But people say, oh, these people are just begging for money. And what it is a learned helplessness. And Africa's used to aid, like many third world and developing world countries used to aid. And hey, I see a foreigner, they may have more money than I have right now because they just traveled. And I see them eating at the restaurants, and they're eating out every day because they're not home, right? And they're able to travel, where some people that's not the case. Majority of the world doesn't travel like Canadians, like Europeans, and even like the Asians or even Americans. But you can't. Let me just tell you, if you're an African and you're meeting foreigners, the last thing you want to do is start asking for money, because that person has been asked over and over. And as soon as they get off the plane, and your country, and I know this is my shot, I'm going to take my shot. But no, this isn't your shot. Your shot is to build a relationship. The same way where if someone's coming to your country, if you're driving them somewhere, as a driver, that's a job. If you're a guide, that's a job. You got to get paid, right? You need to get paid. If you show them around, they need to be the one paying. But Africa cannot beg their way out of poverty. It's amazing that people feel entitled to other people's money. And I'm gonna get on the men real quick. Men, you shouldn't be begging nobody for nothing. You better go get it and stop with don't eat. And you're begging for, somebody can even overpay you with tip and experience we've had. And someone asked for, jeans from three different size of men. What you can't wear everybody's jeans, but you're asking for everybody's jeans. It's embarrassing. It's pitiful. I'm just gonna say it plain. I don't have to, I don't have to, sugarcoat it. The fact that you're begging like a panhandler, or you're trying to make someone feel guilty for your situation, man. Look, I don't. If you know anything about my background, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you. Blessings and love to you too. You don't know people's story, and you don't know how people came up. And I talk to people every week, millionaires, people who've gone from struggle to success, and not one person has gotten it out of begging, out of someone, just being a sponsor, so to speak, right? Maybe I haven't talked to those Instagram models or whatnot, but I talked to a guy about 2 weeks ago, and he said one client out of Israel, one client though, because he had a business, coconut oil. You guys can go to Diversified Game and check it out. And Michael said one client took him his business to the next level. Now he does business all over. Not that he had to beg anybody and this and that. He did the work. So if you guys aren't doing the work, and that could even be true in America, because there's people who think, oh, if I could only get the grants Elon Musk got. No, Elon Musk put in his work as an immigrant, right? He put in his work, and a half of you who are doing business don't even know how government contracts work. You don't even know sometimes that they exist. And those of you, I've talked to people who even sell courses in government contract, and they're like, Killen, what was that word you said? What's that jargon in your lexicon? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, this is it. And they're like, oh, I never heard of that. And you're teaching how to do government contracting, and you don't know the language? Man, come on, man. So it's not just Africa, but you can't beg your way out of your situation, whether you're in poverty, whether you are lower middle class. Some of y'all are rich and you still have a begging mentality. You took Grant Cardone's, 10x and everything he taught you how to sell, and you using so many of those Hail Mary sales that it's pitiful. It's pitiful. And it's sad if nobody else is going to tell you, because this type of stuff doesn't get the viewership typically that if you have two cats dancing or fighting. But thank God I'm not doing this for views. I'm doing this so you don't get confused to see why you're steadily in the situation you're in. I'll tell you some things. Some people are in the situation they're in because they don't read enough. They're not honest. They don't follow through. They don't team up. They don't want to care about anybody but themselves. So everything is about them, where business is about everybody else, and solving their problems. But the fact that you think someone can take food out of their own children's mouth to put it in your mouth, and you've done no work, no work. You don't even want to do any work. You just want to send pictures. You want to say, hey, it's my birthday. You haven't sent me anything. Man, that's not how the world works, And who are you for someone to send something that you didn't send something to them, or you don't have that type of relationship already? How can I'm talking to a young woman, new friend of mine, and she was saying how these guys are like, hey, it's my birthday, and send me something. And I've heard the same thing, but I just thought maybe it was just the people I knew. And I'm like, well, these are men asking a woman to send them something for their birthday. A grown 30, 40-year-old man. You sound beta, you sound coward, you sound like a wimp, man. You don't sound like a man, not the ones that I know that raised me, that I'm around. So Africa cannot beg its way into even riches and wealth, even on a government level. Dr. Moyo, she wrote a beautiful book years ago, Aid is Dead, and had the continent all through it. She's an economist, she's an author, speaker, consultant. You guys can go check that out. She has another book, How Boardrooms Work. I'm digging that book. And you got to want to learn something. This is the thing. I'm finding that a lot of people who are asking for money, and they're like, oh, only if I could do like the Shark Tank or the Lions Den and get like them. You don't even have a business plan. You don't have a pitch deck. You won't hire anybody to do it. and you think this is, magically things gonna happen. Oh, you are welcome. You are welcome. I see you on Instagram. I'm just giving the game. But you gotta want to do better and know that nobody owes you anything. No, nobody owes you anything. Nobody gave anybody anything. Even if you think the most, luckiest, wealthiest, blue blood of a person, that person still has to manage to keep it somewhere or the other. So your mind isn't right. Some people get opportunities. I'll give you a scenario. And Sierra Leone, I told everybody, we're looking for contributors. Sent them the video that I did, sent them, how the system works, how we pay. Some people are YouTubers, TikTokers. Not one person has sent me anything. And that's fine because maybe the platform I wanted them to be on wasn't for them. Maybe they can't do news or entertainment. But the fact that, you want to grow on YouTube means you might need to be flexible. I'll be honest, I'm not flexible on a lot of stuff, especially when it's coming and sharing online. Don't have to be. Don't have to, don't need another, hey Kai, don't need another friend, especially one that will mooch, And Kai might, because I was talking to her but before, she may want to, talk about this. If she does, I'll let her come in and say something. But no one owes you. No one owes you. You guys got to do better. You got to do better. If you want to get investment, you need to have your stuff together no matter where you live in the world. You need to have pitch decks, you need to be ready to go. You need to know the business lingo. Why would someone just give you money, especially if you need substantial amount of money? Some people say only if I had 100,000, I could do all the things I've ever wanted to. No, you couldn't, because you're not ready. You haven't read any books. You've been on YouTube. Um, you've been on YouTube 5 hours out of the day, and you haven't learned one thing except the tea, except the gossip, except the trauma, except the drama. Africans cannot beg their way into riches or wealth or out of poverty. I've known some that are well to do, and they've asked, have to ask people for money. Oh, can I just borrow this amount, because they can't even book their own hotel rooms on the road. Sad. That is sad. That is sad. No one owes you. This is business. Life is business if you don't know. And that's how you need to look at it. That's why your relationships don't work a lot of times, because you think it's all about, oh, I'm in love and I like this person. A relationship should be business, because in business, it's beneficial. If it's not beneficial, it's one person getting over, and people can get tired of that, man, replace you. And then, you wonder why you sit there and, in the words of Kevin Samuels, die alone with the dog or the cat. But yeah, man, just want to do better and read more. It's sad that some people look at other people as their come up, and that's sad. You can't even be a friend if you look like that. I start cutting people off when they start talking like that. Oh, I cut you off when you start telling me about, I say, no, no, we're not gonna do that po mouthing where, oh, woe is me, because we could all do that. None of us are where we want to be. But as the scriptures say, money answer all things, right? And a lot of folks will start, throwing scripture out, and hey, the poor you'll have with you always, true. But nowhere did it say I had to take care of all the poor. I didn't have to take care of everybody. I'm not Jesus. We try to be Jesus like, but we got our flaws too. Things that we do that are straight out of pocket, in the words of, in the words of the scripture. And we'll work on that, right? Work on it daily. Got to renew yourself, renew the mind and the heart. But But yeah, just Africans cannot stop begging, because what you're doing is you're putting a black eye on the game when people come to Africa. And I'm selling courses, how to get to Africa, how to get citizenship, how to invest in Africa, how Africans can get pitch ready. So courses that Africans can buy from us. So if they want venture capital, our investment partners of whatever form, so they can get ready. And we can't do that when people are coming over in packs of 30 and 40, and they're like getting hit over the head like, man, what's up with these people? I just got here and they trying to hit me over the head at the airport for a COVID test, talking about, put something in the box. You kick that box over. Now I'm going to tell you, y'all should kick that box over. Me, I'm a little different when I go to Africa and how I look at it. Get stopped by the police, depending on the country, you're giving them $1 at most in some countries. There's some countries they don't play that. Some areas and countries they don't play that. Mekelle in Ethiopia, in the Tigray region, yeah, they don't play that. We had to learn that the hard way. Ended up in a police station, not like in a cell, but just they had to call the government and see who invited us, right? Because it was during an interesting time during a shinda. But yeah, you can't just beg. Like, if you had a friend and you really thought this was a friend, and some of y'all are even getting like girlfriends out there. I'm gonna be hard on the guys because y'all getting girlfriends and then telling the girlfriend basically, man, you need to pay for my birthday money. You need to pay for, someone died in my family. You get to buy a goat or a cow. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. You're not friendly. You're not showing yourself friendly. So you're not gonna have a friend. You're not going to have a friend and no one's going to be around. I'm telling you, I've dealt with this last week 4 times at least. And I tell people I don't borrow money. I don't loan money. Now, if you got something you want to give me to hold, right? If you have a service that you want to sell, but if I came to you talking about I wanted some free stuff, I bet you wouldn't give it to me. So, you know, that's the game. I'm not going to be on here much longer, but I'm going to do a series of these. And if you have some pushback, please put it in the comments, because I don't care if you're on your deathbed. Nobody owes you anything, you know? Maybe your spouse does, right? But no one owes you anything. So you can put all the pictures. Like, somebody sent me some gross pictures, man. I don't know if it was him or not. Don't really care, because my answer was no. And then they, when people hit you back with the hey, hello, 5 times, 10 times, you're like, hey, what's up? How can I help you? Oh, hello. I just want to see how you and your family are doing. Hello. No, you better say something on this WhatsApp. Like, you're just fishing right now. I had a cousin who did that at one point. We had to check that stuff real quick. Like, hey, don't call me for money. Don't call me for money unless I can call you for your food in your refrigerator, your gas in your gas station, whatever else I want in your house. And I do mean whatever else. Yeah, I was getting cutthroat like that. Like, hey, man, if I got to supply your house with food and this and that and be the man in your house, then I'm gonna really be the man in your house. You dig? Man, hello. But you're not gonna like that when I'm sitting in your couch, when I'm getting the big piece of jollof rice. I don't really do chicken. Has to be a special kind. I already got to be in Africa and they got to be prepared for me. But in America, we don't do chicken or too much. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think. Like I said, this is gonna be a series. Other people want to come in and talk about it with me. I definitely up for that, just because I'm tired of that, man. I'm tired of that. We're not playing that. When I needed help, I couldn't call none of these people who were asking me, and I needed help. And if I do need help in the future, I doubt these people are going to be available. So I hire people, I hire companies, I hire teams. I don't do aid. You can miss me. If you get this video, and I sent it to you, is because I'm talking about you. I don't do aid. You need to man up. You need to adult up. Maybe, people, hey, I have these kids. That's your problem. You should have kept your legs closed and not been exposed. You should not have, laid up with who you laid up with if he or she wasn't going to take care of the children. And let me tell you men something. Let me tell the men something real quick. When you're in a relationship, you need to be able to not just provide, for yourself and the family. But you also need to be able to cook. You need to be able to clean. You need to be able to do all those things so you can have some peace in your house. So you don't expect somebody else to do it, man. It's a shame that you guys think women are the only ones going to cook, clean, and do the laundry, this and that. Man, I'm the oldest of in the family that I grew up in, and I did everything, and I didn't do it great. But throughout the years, I've learned like sometimes it was just easier to do it and knock it all out for everybody rather than oh please, we need to share the responsibilities and all that corny stuff. Like if you want to solving a problem and just having peace, it's not that hard. It reminds me of a Chris Rock, Everybody Hates Chris episode when the dad had got they striked and he started cooking and cleaning better than the mom. And he said it's not that hard. I make my kids, wife, everybody watch that. Like it's really not that hard. Everybody got to participate though. Everybody, because I rather honor the widows, than some grown person who's just mooching. That's scriptures, and it's a scripture that just popped on my phone, so that's how it just came fresh to me like that. But I rather honor the widows than those who are able-bodied, made the decisions in life. I'm gonna tell you why too, because in our mentoring, people we tell people to do stuff all the time. They don't do it. Sometimes they hire us and still they're like, "Oh, yeah, I might do it." They might do it a year later or 10 years later. Told so many people in our CNA to MD.com mentoring thing, hey, go to nursing school, guaranteed bag. And they don't do it and they struggle. And those same people ask for loans and this and that. And ain't nobody got no loan for you. You don't listen. Why would I give you money? You don't listen. The boss doesn't give you money if you don't listen. He tells you you're fired, Donald Trump style. Get out of here. So you gotta listen. You gotta submit yourself. People tie themselves into all type of, well, I can't do that because of my morals and values, and they ain't got nothing to do with morals and values. It's about your laziness and you're not wanting to pay someone to get you online and on time. Full disclosure. I see my friend on here, and she had asked me, for services. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't want to take my friend's money because I know she's more than capable, but you also have to know people are so busy sometimes. That's a word I rarely ever use. But yeah, I'll help you. I'll help you. Just let me know what you need because a lot of the stuff that I do in my company, man, I got people who help me and I hire them. And I surely don't ask anybody to do anything for free, right? I'll be straight up. I don't pay anybody what they're worth to me because they're invaluable to me. So I can't pay them what they're worth to me, but I in hopes that I help their businesses grow and blow and we all win together. So I've been accused of a couple times by a couple people, are you on a private plane? We started flying planes with a friend of mine at a young age. So I tell him, no, I wasn't, but that ain't nothing new to me. That's nothing new. It's not that we do that every day. Don't get it twisted. I'm blessed when I get to get in first class, and I'm JetBlue minting it or, Air France or, whatever. I'm waiting for y'all Emirates. You know, now I want to get in that $30,000 seat, take a shower in the air type deal. And I need to do it with with two tickets, if not four. But yeah, man, I just want to let you guys know: stop asking for aid, stop asking for favors unless you offer something first. Offer something and make sure it's wanted. Make sure that, people don't feel used and abused. Make sure you share this with somebody. It will change their life. Check us out at Diversified Game. We are on African Young Voices Radio, AYV Radio as well, Sunday at 5, Sierra Leone, Salone time. You guys, I hope this blesses somebody. It's not meant to be mean, but it's meant to be stern and it's meant to be real because that's what you got to feel. People's feelings get hurt when you're asking for money, they're asking for money. You're waiting for someone to take care of a grown person, and you probably didn't listen to your elders when they told you not to do something. The reason why you may And I say maybe in that situation, maybe in the situation you're in because you're hard headed, you're stubborn. You think I know people in the crypto space who have some money and they think this stuff don't stink. It does. That's why you're alone. Your stuff does stink. Crypto don't mean nothing. Money doesn't mean anything if you're a jerk. So you guys, man, make sure you share it with somebody. Again, this is gonna be a series. I'm not done talking about this. I'm gonna be calling people out. You ask me for money. I'm sending this to you, and then I'm gonna talk about you so we can shame that devil. And that devil, we want that devil to flee, especially away from me. So keep my collar up. You guys be blessed.